Iraqi leader says there's consensus on U.S. troops' presence. Baghdadi, Iraq's president, said Friday he does not see any serious opposition when it comes to the presence of American forces in Iraq, provided they continue to be there specifically to assist Iraqi forces in the fight against the Islamic State group. Bahram Saleh said there is General. Saleh spoke to the Associated Press in an exclusive interview in Baghdad on Friday, a day before traveling to Tunis to attend an annual Arab Summit meeting. Some 5,200 troops are stationed in Iraq as part of a security agreement with the Iraqi government to advise, assist, and support the country's troops in the fight against the Islamic State. IS overran large parts of Iraq in 2014 after Iraqi forces collapsed, and it proceeded to declare a self-styled caliphate over territory straddling Iraq and Syria. U.S. forces, which had left Iraq in 2011 after invading in 2003, were invited back to assist the fight against the group, and Iraq declared victory over IS in late 2017 after a ruinous and bloody war. Saleh's comments stand in stark contrast with that of mostly Iran-backed deputies in the Iraqi parliament, who say they are preparing draft laws calling for a full withdrawal of U.S. troops now that the war against IS is over. And by Trump in December, during which he failed to meet with the Prime Minister, as well as recent comments in which Trump said he wanted U.S. troops to remain in Iraq to watch. Saleh said any mission beyond what has been agreed to by the Iraqi government is. He said he recently led a conversation among all the major political groupings of the country, and there is General. While he said the territorial defeat of IS was hugely significant, Saleh said remnants of the group were still operating and moving around in both Syria and Iraq. Saleh also said the international community should shoulder its responsibility in dealing with the thousands of IS detainees and their families currently being held in Syria and Iraq. Iraqi detention centers and courts are already overwhelmed with IS suspects, and the country has recently begun repatriating IS militants detained in Syria. They include 13. Saleh said that, although he is personally opposed to capital punishment, he would abide by the Iraqi laws and the constitution if the French nationals were to be handed the death sentence. In the interview, Saleh added that Iraq is advocating the readmittance of Syria back into the Arab League, and he said he hoped that the remaining Arab countries would work together toward that goal. Syria's membership was suspended in 2011 in the early days of the uprising against President Bashar Assad. While some Arab leaders think Syria, a founding member, should be readmitted, others like Saudi Arabia and Qatar have spent years supporting the insurgency. The Iraqi president also called for the withdrawal of Turkish troops from northern Iraq, adding that their continued presence was an obstacle to the development of relations between the two countries.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.